This is the iPhone 13 Pro and it was released 5 years ago. 5 solid years. Since then, we've had new iPhone, amazing and even fickle updates from Apple, which raises a very real question in 2026. Is the iPhone 13 Pro still relevant today? Is it still worth it? With iPhone 17 Pro out now, triple 48 megapixel camera, 8x zoom, vapor cooling, and all the latest Apple tech, does this older iPhone Pro still stand a chance in 2026? Or maybe you are currently using the iPhone 11 or 12 and you've seen the price of this iPhone 13 Pro dropping and you're wondering, should I save my money and buy this instead of the newest shiny iPhone? If I get this today, is it going to serve me? Well, in this video, I'll be completely honest with you. I've used this iPhone 13 Pro as my daily drive for 2 years now. I skipped the 14 Pro and the 15 Pro, and I recently got the iPhone 16 Pro Max. But this 13 Pro, it is now my secondary phone, my backup, my beta testing device, and a lot more. In this video, I'll be telling you everything you need to know about getting the iPhone 13 Pro today, from the design and build to the blank screen update, which is one of the biggest issues people face with this phone. The performance on the iOS 26 with the new liquid glass design, the cameras, battery life, the pros and cons, and my final verdict if you should go for it or you should dodge it and save your money. Remember, that's what I do right in my channel, where I tell you devices that are what you're going for, the ones you should dodge and save your money. So if you love what you're about to hear on this video, can you give it a thumbs up? And if you're new to my channel, you're welcome. Right, what I need to do is just click on the subscribe button below and turn on the bell notification icon. So when I create more videos like this, you'll be the first to get notified. Right, let us get started with the order of the day. Let's start with the design. Holding this in 2025, it still feels incredibly premium. The iPhone 13 Pro uses stainless steel rails. Yes, it is heavier than the titanium Pros we have right now, coming in at 206 grams. And during long use, you do feel that weight. But that weight gives it a dense, expensive feel that newer phones, newer iPhones honestly don't quite match. The graphite color is still one of my favorite. It is clean, stealthy, and timeless. And let's be honest, even the alpine green color was also legendary. Now, we have to talk about the one thing that instantly reminds you that this phone is a little older: the lightning ports. See, we've all moved on to the USB-C now, so keeping a lightning cable around just for this phone is a bit annoying, especially if you are deep into the newer Apple ecosystem. But aside that, the build quality has held up amazingly. No bends, no creaks, no weird flex. Everything is still looking cool. Apple really built this phone like tanks. Man. Now, let's talk about the battery, because this is where most people either love or hate older iPhones. My battery health has dropped to 84%, and at 84%, the experience isn't so bad, but I still charge 2 to 3 times every single day. So if you are buying a used iPhone 13 Pro or you still own one, you can check the battery health. Now, if your battery health has gone down, you can just get a battery replacement from a trusted technician. A battery replacement alone can make this phone feel brand new. This was the first iPhone with promotion, and honestly, that's one of the biggest reasons it still feels relevant in 2026. Once you're used to 120Hz refresh rate, going back to 60Hz feels immediately noticeable. I'm running the public stable release of the iOS 26.2.1. Apple introduced the new liquid glass design, translucent layers, smooth and fluid animations, a much more modern feel. I was worried this UI would be too heavy for a 5-year-old phone, and I wasn't wrong. After updating my iOS to iOS 26, my phone went blank few days later. The legendary blank screen update the iPhone 13 Pro, Pro Max, and some other iPhone face once they update their iOS. I had to go fix this phone with around 250,000 naira. That is for the original screen. Now, the iPhone 13 Pro didn't handle these updates very well. I've also seen other 13 Pro users complaining of the same thing after the iOS updates. So my advice to you, if you are getting this phone today, after this video, avoid updating your iOS unless you're ready to fix the screen. It may not happen to you, but what if your village people are after you? The performance is still impressive. Apps open fast, multitasking is still smooth, animation doesn't stutter. And here's something people overlook: the RAM. Now, iPhone 13 Pro has 6 gig of RAM. Yes, newer Pros have 8 gig on the 15 and 16 Pro, 12 gig on the 17 Pro. But for most people, 6 gig is still a sweet spot. I also do some gaming on this phone. It handles demanding games on high settings surprisingly well. It does get warm during long session, but it is still very usable. Now, let's talk about the cameras on this phone, because this is one of the major reasons why people go for an iPhone today. The iPhone 13 Pro has a triple 12 megapixel setup, wide, ultra wide, and telephoto lens. In a world of triple 48 megapixel sensors and 8x zoom on the 17 Pro, yes, this is where the 13 Pro shows its age. You can't crop in aggressively without losing quality. But here is the key point. For Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and everyday photos, this camera is still excellent. Fast shutter, reliable colors, the classic iPhone look. And because this is a Pro model, you get features that still matter today. Now, before I started using the 16 Pro Max and even my S23 Ultra to shoot videos, I was using this, and the video quality on my social media platform were still amazing. I think you can check my YouTube and you see some videos I shot with this phone. This phone launched the cinematic mode but was capped at 1080p. Now, newer iPhones do this in 4K. On a phone screen, this is very fine, but for bigger projects, bigger screen, you're going to notice the difference between the 4K and the 1080p. So for the verdict on this camera, there is no crazy zoom, no massive resolution, but for about 95% of users, especially with Pro RAW, this camera is still a powerhouse today. The iPhone 13 Pro does not support Apple Intelligence, and honestly for me, it is not a big deal because Apple Intelligence still feels very unintelligent. I already use tools like ChatGPT and Gemini, and they run perfectly fine on this phone. So don't let that alone push you into upgrading if you're currently using this phone. So the iPhone 13 Pro 5 years later, this phone is shockingly good in 26. Now you can buy this if you are coming from an 11 or 12 series. If you want a premium Pro experience for less money, we are okay with replacing the battery and the screen if needed. If you want a 120 Hz refresh rate, telephoto, and solid performance. Now, if you have the 13 Pro like myself, you can actually keep this if the iOS 26 still feels fresh enough, your battery health is decent, or you can just go and replace it. And if you do not care about Apple Intelligence like myself. However, you can upgrade, or you should upgrade if you want the best cameras Apple offer, which is 17 Pro Max. You do a lot of mobile content creation. You want better thermals, battery efficiency, and future proofing of your phone. Now, the jump from the 13 Pro to the 16 Pro Max is massive, but that doesn't make the 13 Pro bad. It just means Apple really nailed this phone back then. This right here is my honest take. Now, let me know, are you still using the iPhone 13 Pro today? Are you thinking of buying one? Or did you already upgrade to the iPhone 16 or latest 17? Let me know in the comment section.